Hi, everybody. It's Deborah from PeopleLovingAnimals.com. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching my video today. Today's video is called My Dog Won't Stop Whining. If this is a problem for you, we might be able to help you today. I'm going to just go ahead and take you to my website, PeopleLovingAnimals.com. If you've been here before, then you know that I run a website called PeopleLovingAnimals.com, and it is all about the help, support, care, and training of dogs and cats. I do blog posts and articles and videos all about dogs and cats. So if you're not already a subscriber, I would really love to have you on board as a subscriber, and hopefully you're going to find this information today useful. Also, if you do find it useful, I would appreciate it if you'd please give the video a like. It really helps YouTubers when you do that. And also at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a link to go ahead and subscribe to my dog lovers email list. And in exchange for signing up, you're going to get a free gift. So again, thanks so much for joining me. I'm really happy to have you on board. Now, we're going to use this article on my website, Why Does My Dog Whine All the Time? And in the description box of this video, I will give you the link to this article. So anything you see in it, don't feel like you got to try to read it over my shoulder today or to take notes or anything. I'm going to give you this so that you'll have it if there's anything that you want to go back and review or read more about. Okay, I'm just basically using the article like I always do for just a guide for my videos to get us through the information, okay? I love this little beagle. I had a beagle named Daisy once, and I loved her so much. And this little beagle looks a little bit like my Daisy. So why does my dog whine all the time? Whining is one of the many ways in which dogs communicate vocally. Dogs most often whine when they're seeking attention, when they're nervous or anxious, or when they're excited. There are other reasons why dogs whine, and we're going to go over all of the reasons why dogs whine in this article, and we're also going to be giving you some helpful solutions for stopping it, okay? So, reasons why dogs whine. We're going to quickly go through the reasons, and then we're going to get into what do you do about it, okay? Reasons why dogs whine. One is they have a physical need. This is the most obvious one. If your dog is whining, the first thing you should consider is, are they hungry? When's the last time they ate? Are they getting enough to eat? Do they need water? Is their water dish empty? Or are you out in the yard, or are you out at a camping trip, or are you at the park and they're trying to get water, they don't have any? If they need to go outside, if they have to go to the bathroom, or if they're having some sort of physical pain, they have some sort of problem. And you also might consider whether the dog is in need of rest. You know, it's just like if you have a toddler and you take him to grandma's and you've been there all day, and, you know, the toddler starts to get cranky, you know, they're tired. They either need to be put down for a nap or you need to get home. And dogs can be the same way really at any age, but that's going to be more likely if it's a young dog like a puppy, or if it's an elderly dog. So these are the things that just generally like, think of it as a baby or a toddler. If your dog is whining, the first thing you should think is, like, what's the problem? Do you have a physical need of some sort? Okay. Dogs often whine during greetings, when you get home, when someone comes over, or when someone approaches you on a walk, any sort of a greeting. And it's usually just caused by excitement. But I'm going to give you some tips on how you can lower that and kind of get control of that situation if your dog's like ridiculous, you know, whining with greetings, or maybe acting, you know, really acting up or whatever. Being submissive. Some dogs will start whining while they're interacting with another dog or with people as a way of displaying a submissive posture. Like if you've seen a dog put their ears down, they tuck their tail between their legs, or they actually lay down on the ground. And it's a way of communicating that they pose no risk, that they have no intention of being aggressive in any way. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more when we get to the solutions section of the video. They'll also whine if they're trying to get attention. They'll often whine in order to get treats or something they desire, like a certain toy, or if they want to go outside, or if they want something, obviously a toy or a treat or something, they'll whine. They'll often whine if they're having stress or anxiety. Some dogs will whine if they're in a stressful situation, and this sort of whining is usually involuntary. Okay, they can't help it. If they're under stress or anxiety, the whining just happens. It's involuntary. They can whine if they are injured or if they have a medical condition. If your dog is whining excessively, or this is or all of a sudden, this is the first thing that you should consider is some sort of pain, some sort of medical condition. It's important to take your dog to the vet if they start whining suddenly, if they're whining excessively, or if they're whining for no apparent reason and you can't figure out why. You need them to get them to the vet because they could very well be having a problem that needs attention. Your dog could be whining due to separation anxiety. If your dog, for example, only whines just before you're getting ready to leave the house, it may be separation anxiety. He might also show other symptoms of separation anxiety like panting, pacing, drooling. Some dogs with separation anxiety, they will destroy stuff in the house while you're gone, and it's anxiety. Okay, they're anxious. They don't know what to do with their energy. It's not because they're ticked off that you left them. Some people give dogs too much credit that they can actually reason in that way. Oh, I'm mad that she left me, so I'm going to destroy the couch. No, dogs don't have the ability to reason through things like that. If your dog is destroying things in your house while you're gone, most likely it's separation anxiety. It's anxiousness that they can't control. So they'll eat the kitchen rug or they'll tear apart the couch. Okay. Sometimes dogs with separation anxiety will show signs of depression. They may begin urinating in the house. Separation anxiety for a dog is a very serious issue, and I'm giving you the link in this article to another article that has a video in it, and it's called Helping Dogs Separation Anxiety, How to Teach a Dog to Stay Home Alone. The link is in this article if you go here, and I'm also going to give you a link to that in the description box, and it has a video in it. Dog separation anxiety can be a pretty serious issue for a lot of reasons, and so if you suspect that might be the issue with your dog or an issue with your dog, please check that out and get that information, okay? Now, how to solve it? How do you stop dog whining? All right, we're going to take the same circumstances that we talked about, the reasons, and then we're going to talk about how do you solve it. If they're whining during greetings, you can reduce your dog's whining while greeting people by diverting his attention to a toy. If you're just trying to tell your dog to be quiet, unless you've actually gone through training steps to actually teach your dog what the word quiet means, that's going to be useless. All right. Unless they know what that command means, they're not going to know what it means. And the other thing too is if your dog is whining during greetings, it's most likely excitement. And like we talked about earlier, if it is excitement, it's kind of not really something they can control. So you have to give them help to manage their excitement. Okay. One of the ways you can do that is to hand them a toy or a bone or something to divert their attention or something for them to just have in their mouth while they're excited. It's really important to address the excitement issue most of all, because that's kind of the root of the problem for why they're whining and acting up when people come to the house or when you get home. Try to downplay greetings. Don't act like it's such a big deal. All right. When you walk in the front door after work, don't say, "Oh, honey, I'm home." If your dog can't handle that and they're whining, it's a little too much excitement for them. So you might just want to dial it down a little bit. When you walk in the door, hi, put your purse down, take your shoes off. And then when the dog is settled down a little bit, then you greet your dog. You see, you're just kind of helping him. You're just helping him with his excitement. For example, in the article, I give the example shouting, "Aunt Debbie's here," when your sister shows up in the driveway. You can't make a big deal out of greetings if your dog can't handle it. And if your dog is actually whining during greetings, then they can't handle it. It's too much excitement. So again, just try to settle it down a little bit. Bring the whole experience down a notch. The best thing that you can do in this situation is to set the example for your dog. You remain calm. You remain quiet. Don't you get excited when the doorbell rings. Don't you get excited when Aunt Debbie pulls in the driveway. So try to set the example and try to just find ways to reduce the whole excitement of the situation, and that will help you with the whining when people come over. Now, this is a picture of my Boston Terrier, Cagney. I had him, and he used to get so excited when I would get home that he would frantically run around the house trying to get a toy in his mouth. He would grab, and he would also grab a flip-flop, or he'd grab a sneaker, anything that he could get. He wanted a toy in his mouth. So I actually put all his toys in this basket, and his favorite toy was Monkey. Oh, he loved that monkey. He's just the sweetest boy. Oh, I loved him so much. Sadly, he just died just about a year and a half ago. I lost my boy Cagney. But anyway, so I had this basket of toys that was near the front door. So when I came home, he could go to that basket and he could grab a toy. And I actually have a picture of him grabbing this toy Monkey. And do you know what? I didn't get Cagney until he was 12 years old. So I wondered, did somebody use this technique with Cagney when he was a young dog? Did somebody use that when he was getting too excited? Did they teach him, grab a toy, grab a toy, grab a toy? Because it sure did help him. It really did. Like when I got home or if somebody came over, he would get so excited that it's almost like he couldn't take it. And he had to get the toy. He had to get the toy. And it's like, as soon as he got the toy, it just helped him to settle down. So I just wonder if somebody used this technique with him when he was young and, right up to the ripe old age of 13, 14 years old, Cagney was still using that strategy. So it is effective. And it's also very cute. If they're whining while they're displaying submissive behavior, as we've said, dogs will display submissive behaviors with people or other dogs if they're trying to send the message that they don't plan to be aggressive. They don't plan on being the alpha dog in the situation. This will often happen when your dog feels a threat that the dog or the person that he's in contact with is going to be aggressive toward them. Do you see? It's a fight or flee situation where if the dog is not going to be aggressive in return, he's going to be submissive. He's going to put his tail between his legs. He's going to whine. He's going to lay down. Do you see what I mean? So you might want to just keep this in mind. If your dog is doing this repeatedly around another certain dog or around a certain person, it might be that for whatever reason, your dog feels threatened either by that dog or by that person. And you might just want to give some thought to that and think about that situation. But it is normal behavior for dogs. And the best way to reduce this sort of whining is to help to build your dog's confidence so that they don't, it's fine for them to be submissive. If they're not an alpha dog and they come into contact with an alpha dog, it's the best thing for them to just be submissive, put their head down, put their ears down. Don't try to stand up to the alpha dog. There's no reason for it, so it's a perfectly normal behavior. But if your dog is taking that so far as that he's actually whining, then that indicates that he's under stress in that situation. So building his confidence might help him. Now, you don't want to, the theory is not that you're going to build your dog confidence so he'll take on that alpha dog that lives in the neighborhood. No, you don't want to encourage anything like that, but you don't want him to be scared in his life either. So if your dog is continuously whining when other dogs come around or when people come around, they might not have that much confidence, So some of the things you can do is obedience training. I'm giving you a link for that. Activities like throwing a ball or a frisbee and then rewarding the dog when he does well, help him to be successful. And, you throw the ball and he catches it and you give him praise, or you throw the frisbee and he catches it and you give him praise. Also using a rope toy or to play tug-of-war. I'm giving you a link for it in the article, and I'll also give you the link in the description box of the video. One of those rope toys, if you play tug-of-war with your dog and let him win, all right? It's going to build his confidence. These things just really help with helping your dog to feel more confident so that they're not so wimpy, so they're not so whiny, in these sorts of situations. If they're whining when they're trying to get attention, I hate to say this, but this might be your fault. A lot of dog owners actually will make this worse without realizing. And if you're looking at the dog, touching the dog, petting the dog, even talking to the dog in response to his whining, even if your dog whines and you look at him and say, shut up, he whines, you look at him and say, shut up, he's getting your attention, you see? So you're giving them the wrong cause and effect. If you've ever watched my videos about dog training in the past, you know that I'm always trying to teach that dogs are very cause and effect. They do this and this happens. They do this and this happens. So if they're whining and it's getting your attention, and they're whining and it's getting your attention, they think whining gets your attention. Okay, so it's your job as the dog owner to kind of reverse that. And, if your dog is whining, don't pay attention to him at all. Don't look at him. Don't touch him. Don't talk to him until he's quiet. Then when he's quiet, then give him your attention. You see? And it's repeat, repeat, repeat. He only gets attention when he is quiet. And if he's whining, 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 and you can be strong enough to completely ignore long enough and often enough, he will give up on that strategy. He'll realize that doesn't work. But if every time he's quiet, that's when he gets your attention, he's going to figure it out. Okay? So you need to just kind of reverse that whole thing. In addition to not reinforcing your dog's whining for attention by giving him attention, you should also give your dog a reward of some type when he's quiet. You could even, when you're first starting this training, you could even give him a treat. If your dog's whining, for whatever reason, if you've just walked in the door, if somebody just came over or whatever, and he's in this whining situation, when he settles down, when he's quiet, then give him a treat. Okay. Make being quiet a payoff for the dog. Make it a repetitively pleasant experience for him. Okay. If your dog is whining because of stress or anxiety, this can be difficult because first you got to identify why the dog is stressed out to begin with. Okay. And, that can be sometimes difficult. But if they are whining, if they're pacing, if they're circling, if they're licking a lot, they may be under stress or suffering from some sort of anxiety. You can get some help from an article I'm going to give you in this article and also in the description box called How to Calm a Dog's Anxiety, Calming a Fearful Dog. It's mostly about pack leader training and about how if you have a nervous kind of fearful dog, chances are they don't really see you as being in charge. They don't feel like they have a pack leader. They feel like they have to make all the decisions and they're kind of stressed out. That's a very, kind of ridiculously simple explanation, but go to that article. It's got, there's videos on my YouTube channel about this, and get some help with your dog. If you have a fearful, nervous, ninny kind of dog, it might very well be this situation. It might very well be solvable with the training in that article. Also, there's a product called Adaptil. Let me just show you this real quick. I'm going to give you the link to this. It's a dog appeasing pheromone collar. And what it does is it puts out this of a female dog. So it basically calms the dog with the scent of its mother. That's the theory. You can get the collar. You can also get plugins apparently, but I think the collar, makes more sense. But I'm giving you the link to this. I'm going to give you the link in here where you can purchase one, and you can read about it and see if that might be something that you would like to try. If your dog is, kind of a nervous sort of dog, it might give them some comfort. It might. If the problem persists where your dog is constantly nervous, constantly upset, constantly anxious, constantly under stress, if it's ongoing, then you should really take him to the vet. Number one, to make sure that he's not having some sort of medical issue that he needs help with, but also to get your vet's advice. What can I do for this dog? That was how I got the advice about the Adaptil Collar. A veterinarian told me about it for my wiener dog, Taz, because she just seemed to be very, very nervous and very upset and stuff all the time. Now, it did turn out that she had some serious health issues that we found out later were causing that. But again, that's just more reason. If it's ongoing and your dog is stressed out, please take him to the vet. Talk with your vet about it to make sure that you're doing everything that you can that the dog needs. Okay. Also, make sure your dog is healthy. Make sure they're getting enough water. Make sure they're getting enough food. They might be whining because they're hungry or because their water dish is empty. Make sure they're getting enough exercise. Especially if you have a young dog, they might just be whining because they're anxious, they're bored, they need a way to burn off their energy. They're just like little kids. They gotta be out in the yard. They gotta be playing. They gotta go for a walk. They gotta burn up their energy. So consider that. Like I said, especially if you have a younger dog, they're going to need to play. They're going to need to have physical exercise. So just make sure that they're healthy, in every way. Also, make sure your dog is getting enough love and attention. Dogs are all love. They are all love. It's what they're made of. Okay, so they're a very loving animal. They're a very affectionate animal usually. And, they need love and attention. And so if they're whining a lot, they might just need some more attention, and it might be as easy as sitting with your dog for just 5-10 minutes and just giving him your attention and just giving him some mommy time or some daddy time, just maybe if he's a small dog, pick him up, hold him for a few minutes. If it's a big dog, maybe sit on the floor with him, put your arms around him, give him a hug, give him just a few minutes. It might be all it takes is 5 or 10 minutes of your devoted attention. Might be all he's lacking. Okay. That's causing the whining. And as we mentioned earlier, if your dog is whining, it may be caused by physical pain or a medical issue, and you should always see your vet if your dog is whining excessively. Now, I hope that these suggestions have worked. I'm going to give you some more help here too. Hopefully on this list, you might have figured out, hey, this might be it or this might be it. Like I said, go to the article, maybe reread the points, go through the checklist, and maybe even as a family with your spouse and your kids, maybe as a family, you can look at some of these things and say, hey, this might be it or this might be it. And, try to incorporate some of these solutions. If you need more help with your dog, whether it's for this issue or any issue, I always recommend Doggy Dan. He runs a website called the Online Dog Trainer. I'm giving you the link to it. He has over 300 videos on the website of him actually working with dogs. He's a dog trainer and he's also a behavioral specialist. And you get to actually watch him go into people's houses and work with their dogs on every dog issue that you can think of. That's why he's got more than 300 videos on the website. If your dog is barking too much, if your dog is biting, if your dog is being aggressive, if you're trying to potty train your dog, any issue that you can think of regarding dog behavior, there is a video or several on Doggy Dan's website with him actually working with dogs and giving you the help that you need. I'm also giving you a unique link in the article and also in the description box for a section of Doggy Dan's website where you can go and then you can choose what's the problem. Is your dog barking too much? Are you trying to do leash training? Is he aggressive? Is he biting the neighbor kids? Whatever he's doing, you can actually pick whatever issue you're dealing with, and it'll take you right to that information. Okay, so it really is a fantastic resource. I highly recommend Doggy Dan. Also, he has a $1 3-day trial to his website. For $1, you can get in there for 3 whole days, and you can watch as many videos as you want. Okay, and if you decide to become a member, you can be a member for 1 month. You can get a discount if you're a member for 6 months. You can get an even bigger discount if you're a member for a year. And that would obviously depend on how much help that you need. If you only have one issue that you need help with your dog, chances are you'll get your answer in the 3-day trial. Okay. If you have a puppy, I would strongly suggest the 6-month membership, because if you have a new puppy, you're going to have a lot of issues that you're going to have to teach the puppy, and you might as well get the training, pay for the 6-month membership, and get the professional help so that you come out at the end of the 6 months with a well-behaved, trained puppy. It is just so worth it. He has a puppy training program called Project Moses that is it's just the best there is, in my opinion, as far as dog training. So I suggest him as a resource if you're having other issues with your dog, or if you try the suggestions in this video and you're still having issues. I highly suggest going to Doggy Dan's website and getting some more help. Also, I donate to animal charities. If you're already a subscriber, you know this, but I am an affiliate for a lot of the products and services that I recommend on my website. I do research on many, many different topics for this website, and I find the best products and services that I can recommend to you. I'll do product reviews, and I'll make recommendations, just like I have in this video. I'm recommending Doggy Dan. And I'm not an affiliate for everything that I talk about on this website, but I am an affiliate for some things. And so that means that if you did sign up for a paid membership, say for Doggy Dan, I would get a small commission for that. Okay. Some of the products that I recommend, I'll give you a link to Amazon. I'm an affiliate for Amazon, that sort of thing. So I do get commissions on this website. It's how I'm able to do this for a living. I'm a full-time affiliate marketer. I've been doing it since 2015. So I donate 10% of all of the commissions that I earn from my website, peoplelovinganimals.com, and also this YouTube channel to animal charities. And if you go to the homepage of my website, I'm going to give you the link here. I'm going to give you the link in the description box. You'll be able to see a list of the animal charities that I donate to. So I really want to ask you, please, for that reason, to please share this website, share my website, share my YouTube channel with your friends who have dogs or cats, because anytime, if you're going to purchase something for your animal, you might as well use my links, and 10% of the commission of that, a portion of your purchase, will go to animal charities. You'll see in some of my articles, there's, links to buy products on Amazon, to buy products at Pet Warehouse, to buy pet insurance, all that sort of thing. So again, if you're going to be purchasing products for your pet, you might as well have a portion of the money that you're spending go to animal charities. Okay, so I really would appreciate if you would share this with your friends and family for that reason. And on the website, there's lots more articles about dog training, cat training, pet supplies and medications, pet health, pet care, tons and tons of information that I hope will be valuable to you. And I just want to tell you a couple of things in the description box of this video. I'm going to give you a link to my website. I'm going to give you a link to this article that we used for the video today. I'm going to give you a link for the products that we talked about. I'm going to give you a link to Doggy Dan, and I'm going to give you a link to those 2 articles that we talked about that are going to give you more help with the separation anxiety, and also if you have a nervous or a fearful dog. Those 2 articles we talked about, I'll give you the link. And as I promised in the beginning, I'm also going to give you a link to go ahead and subscribe to my dog lovers email list. When you subscribe to that list, you'll immediately receive a free dog training manual written by Doggy Dan, and hopefully there'll be lots of great information for any of the dog issues that you might be having in that. And then about once a week or so, you'll get an email from peoplelovinganimals.com with an article or a blog post or a video all about dogs. So I hope that you enjoy that. I would really love to have you as a subscriber. So again, I hope this has helped. If there's anything else that you would like me to cover on my website, or if you'd like me to do a video on something, please feel free to comment and tell me. And if I can do it for you, I definitely will. And good luck with the dog whining. I hope that you and your dog can get it straightened out, because we want your dog to be happy. We want you to be happy. We want your dog to be happy. So I give you a lot of credit for getting online and trying to get the issue solved, because it's good for you and it's good for your dog. So again, thank you so much for visiting and for watching the video. My name is Deborah, and my website is peoplelovinganimals.com. Thanks again. Bye-bye.